Hey ladies, how are you? Today we are going to talk about how mindset directly affects your baby, and how it's really your mindset that sets up your baby for success for the rest of their lives. I am just going to start out by saying that you're probably not going to believe me of how much your mindset really affects your baby and really decides whether or not your baby is going to thrive in life or they're going to struggle. So what I'm getting at is that right now you probably are listening and you have some sort of postpartum depression, anxiety, or you're dealing with slight anxiety, or you maybe have this intense rage, intense anger, you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, burnt out, overloaded. And I'm curious if anybody has ever thought how much this really is affecting your baby. So I know we think a lot about how it's affecting us and about how we're going to get through it and about, how we can handle it and how this is going to negatively affect us. But have you ever thought about if it negatively affects your baby? So if you have, please give me a big thumbs up right now. You can click the like button right now. And if you haven't, click the sad face. So I really want to get a better idea of how many of you have been thinking about how much this affects your baby, or you're just focusing a lot on yourself. So what I want to share with you today is I really want to propel you into taking action and taking action today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not 5 days from now, not a year from now. I want to propel you into taking action. It's so important that if you've been struggling for months or a year or just a couple days, like how much your struggle is going to affect your child. So if you're not really concerned about how it's going to negatively affect you and your circumstances, I really want to push the information to you that it's going to negatively affect your baby in ways that you could not imagine. So the purpose of this video is not to make you feel bad about your situation or to make it feel worse. That is not my intent. My intent is for you to receive the information and the education that you need to take action today, to propel yourself into where you need to go, right? To start getting help, to start healing naturally, to get to the point in your life where you can make the actual decisions and take the actual action steps based on fact, based on scientific knowledge, based on the fact that you are negatively affecting your child. So let's go into what all of this means. So I know a lot of you have seen some of my videos, and we talk a lot about subconscious programming. So I'm going to talk about what's happening while the baby is in your womb and then what happens afterwards. So your baby's in your womb and you're struggling with anxiety or depression, or you're having this rage, or you're fighting with your husband. I want you to realize that your baby hears, thinks, and feels every single thing that you are going through during your pregnancy. It feels your negative feelings. It feels your negative thoughts. It hears them. It actually hears your thoughts. It hears your words. It hears what you're saying. And it is acting adversely to what you're saying. So if you are having a fight with your husband, or you're having an argument with yourself, or you are falling on the floor and you're in a panic, or you are depressed and you are crying, your baby is feeling every single thing that you are feeling. And it is learning that this is a normal thing. You are showing them that this is how the world is: an unsafe place, a depressive place, an anxious place, a scary place. You are actually telling them, you're setting them up for life, saying that the world is scary, that you have to protect yourself, that that a depressive feeling is normal, that an anxious feeling is normal, that this rage and this fighting is normal. And what happens is that this affects their development. So basically, instead of them, being in this wonderful, calm and serene and loving place for people who have a really great pregnancy, what that shows is that they're going to give their baby growth and love and happiness, and they're going to want to, have these wonderful personality traits. And then if you are doing the opposite, what you're doing is basically not allowing them to grow in the best way that they possibly can. So it's kind of holding back that growth period because they're so afraid, they're so scared. And what this does is affect their cognitive, social, emotional development right off the bat. And there's studies done where there's actually babies who whose moms are struggling with postpartum depression, anxiety, or they're in a poverty place where they're scared all the time. And it actually causes the baby's frontal lobe to shrink and their body to become big because their flight or fight system is activated and is actually telling them that they should develop more of a fighter body versus a more intelligent body. So what's happening in the womb is if you're having all these thoughts and feelings and emotions, and again, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's okay that you're going through this, but I'm telling you that if you don't get help, this is going to negatively affect your baby. So if you're having all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions, you're actually telling your baby whether or not they should become smart, where their frontal lobe should open up, whether they should have these wonderful cognitive, emotional, and social skills so that they can grow and be the best version of themselves. Or you're telling them that they should, become stronger in terms of their body and shrink their frontal lobe because they don't need to focus on their intelligence and their growth. They need to focus on protecting themselves. So this is just a little bit of the pregnancy part of it. And then moving forward, we are basically programmed from the second that we are in the womb. So that's ground zero, right? And then we are programmed from 0 to 7 years old, meaning that every single thing that we experience, every word that everyone says, every TV show that we see, every action that a parent takes, whatever the environment is in the years from 0 to 7 will decide what you are going to run on 95% of the time. So basically between 0 and 7, we are downloading information, right? We are just absorbing everything. And by the age of 7, that is our program that will run our subconscious for 95% of our life. So when you have a baby, and after you give birth and you hold the baby, every single thing that you do, your facial expressions, the way you react, the baby has mirror neurons, and they mirror your experiences. They look to you for information that is going to show them about life, is going to, help them to develop their personality, help them to develop a healthy relationships. Is going to help them to learn language. It's going to help them to be able to interact with large groups of people, things like that. They look to you for every single thing from the day that they come out of the womb. And every single thought, feeling, emotion that you have, they see and they experience it. So again, I found myself crying and holding my baby and hysterical crying, and my baby's looking directly at me, basically absorbing that this is a normal thing to be upset, to be depressed, to be anxious. And he's learning that this is how you cope with life. You break down, you lose it. You're angry, you're aggressive, you throw things. So every single thing that you do affects your child. And so what happens is when people say toddlers are a-holes, and I'm not going to say that so that I can boost the video and stuff, is that they have become you. They have become you and your spouse and everyone they interact with. So what's happening is that however you're acting, however you're talking, if you're sassy, if you're angry, you will notice that as your child starts to develop and starts to grow, that they will become exactly like you and your spouse and whoever is directly taking care of them. They will say and do things and copy you and be exactly like you because you are showing them how to be a person, how to perceive the world, how to live in the world, how to talk to other people, how to interact with them. You are their sole information for how to be a human being. So you will notice that they will start to do these things. And then when you don't like them, you get upset. Okay. And the reason you get upset is because you have that same thing. You are doing that same thing. So from baby to newborn to toddler, all the way to 7, you are affecting them this entire time. And I want you to realize that the way you're feeling right now is how your baby is going to think that it's okay to be. So all this depression, anxiety, fear, anger, rage is actually going to, and I would say potentially or most likely going to cause your child to have behavioral problems, anxiety when they're older, depression when they're older, unhealthy relationships. Every single thing that they see is going to affect them for the rest of their lives. Okay? Now, I want you to think right now where you are, how you feel, why you're not taking action, why you feel the way you do. And then I want you to look back and look at your life and look at the lives of your parents. And I want you to get the idea in your head. And again, we're not blaming anyone. This is not a blame game. This is not, oh, my parents sucked or my grandparents sucked or my caregiver sucked or that you suck. It's not a blame game. And I will get to how you can fix this. But I want you to just look back and see how much of the information from your parents you have adopted and are currently using in your life today. Whether it's your parents worked really hard and you're really working hard. Whether it's your parents were depressed or alcoholics or drug addicts and that's happening to you right now. Whether your parents were procrastinators and they couldn't, and now you're a procrastinator. Whether your parents had unhealthy relationships, maybe were divorced or abused or whatever, and maybe you're having that same experience right now in your relationships, or maybe you don't know how to have a healthy relationship. Maybe your parents told you were fat and now you believe that you're fat, or they have eating disorders and now you have eating disorders. I want you to look back and see how much of your life right now is a direct reflection of what your parents told you, what your parents went through, how your parents act. And I also want you to think about the times when you are not conscious of your behaviors, when you are sleep deprived, when you're totally stressed out and totally overwhelmed, how you react. Do you find yourself reacting like your parents did? Saying things like your parents did? Well, that's your subconscious programming. That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm getting at is if you don't change where you are right now, if you stay in this same spot for the next month, the next year, 3 years from now, whatever it is, if you stay here in this negative place that you're in right now, you are going to negatively affect your baby, just like your parents and your caregivers and everyone at school and all your teachers negatively affected you. It affects you more so than you think. Now, the good thing is that this is totally fixable, especially if you have a baby, especially in the years between 0 and 7. You can totally fix this. This is totally fixable. I did this with my son. It worked like a charm. He went from literally me, okay, throwing shit when I was angry, slamming the doors, yelling, screaming, stomping around to, Mama, calm down. Take a deep breath. Mama, it's okay. Come here. Sit down. I'll hold you. Okay, so do you see that just by changing my behavior, the way I react, the way I respond to events in my life, the way I respond to my son changed? Instead of him slamming the doors, throwing things, yelling, stomping, I need help. I need to take a deep breath. I'm so mad, Mom. When I'm upset, when he knows that I feel anxious, Mom, take a deep breath. My behavior, my mindset, the way I am, the way I respond directly affects my son. So I want you to realize that it is totally fixable. When I was depressed, anxious, sad, upset, on the days when you are upset, depressed, upset, right, are the days where your baby is experiencing extreme colic, is screaming at the top of their lungs, fighting to go down for a nap. All of these things are stemming from you and your vibration, and what you're putting out into the world to your child will affect them immediately. Not tomorrow, not the next day. I mean, it will affect that far, but it's going to affect today. So look on the times where your child had extreme colic. Look at the times where they fought to go to sleep. Look at the times where they screamed for hours, yelled at you, gave you a hard time. It's because of your stress level. It's because of your anger. It's because of the way that you're feeling. They are mirroring that. And then look at the times where you were calm and peaceful and the day went great and the ride somewhere was awesome and they got ready when they were supposed to, or you were able to change them and they went down for the nap at the perfect time. It's because you are in the perfect mindset. You are having a 5-star day. Granted, we are not going to have all 5-star days. What I'm trying to help you realize is that we want to get to that point where we are so conscious of our thoughts, feelings, and actions, where we have healed, where we can teach them that you can come back from a hard place, from a dark hole, and you can come out and be extremely successful in terms of your mental health, in terms of the way you feel, your happiness, that there is this return on your investment from healing. If you heal yourself. You become this wonderful conscious human being that has this freedom, this emotional intelligence, this wonderful, vibrant excitement for life. And you're going to share that with your child. What could you not want more than to share this wonderful experience with your child? And you don't have a lot of time to do this. Again, the time frame is 0 to 7. And some experts will say it's even from 0 to 3, or 0 to 2, where there's only that small amount of time. So I want you to realize you don't have a lot of time to fix this. So you need to take action right now. You need to take action today. No more waiting, no more wallowing, no more, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll talk to someone later, or I will figure it out at some point, or I'll do it all by myself. No, you got to take action. If you're not taking action for yourself and your own mental well-being, this video alone should propel you to take action because it is affecting your child in a negative way. You only want to affect your child in the most positive way that you possibly can. So what I want you to do today is I'm going to put a link on the bottom. Okay, and it's a short video. It's like 10 minutes. And it's going to go into exactly what's going on with your mindset and, how you can use this information to change your life and change your baby's life. So your action step, you have 2 action steps today. The first action step is to watch this video, get some more information, get some more knowledge, okay? And the second step is take a step in the right direction. Start your healing today. Do something. I don't care what it is. My suggestion is to join a support group. That is my suggestion, to take an action step to start healing today, to find a group of people that are going to be with you and walk you through it. So watch the video and join a support group, or take one action step to start your healing process today. So tomorrow I am going to do a wonderful another video for you guys to deliver you as much value. I'm really trying to get to the point where you guys are taking action, that you are saying yes, that you are motivated because your life matters. Your baby's life matters. You don't deserve to be miserable every day. You deserve to be happy and enjoy motherhood and feel like yourself again and enjoy the magic of motherhood because it's there. And right now you can't see it. You're so unhappy with yourself. You're so unhappy with your circumstances. But I want you to know that each day, if you take an action step, each day, if you're watching this video, you're going to heal. You're going to feel better. You're going to take those action steps. And before you know it, you're going to heal. And you're going to feel like yourself again. One day, you're going to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? I am that mom. I am that mom that I saw in my brain. I am unconscious. I am proactive, not reactive. I am present with my son. I am responding with love and connection and understanding. And I feel great. The idea is for you to feel as good as humanly possible for your child and for yourself. It can only help you. This can only help you. The more motivated you get, the more you're going to take action. And that's what I want for you. I want you to live the best life possible. I want you to feel so good. I want you to have a less complex life. I want your life to be easier. I want it to be to the point where you wake up every day and you are so grateful for what you have, that you are looking forward to playing with your child, that you're looking forward to going to work, that you're looking forward for the day that you're going to go see your friends, that you're going to have time for your friends, your family, and yourself, that you're going to make that self-care time. I want you to get there. So please click the link below, watch the video, and take one action step today. And I will see you tomorrow for another motivational video. Thank you, ladies, so much. I love you guys.